Hello and welcome to another edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. My name is Kwabna Chenchehini Boateng. Today I'm bringing to you a guest who many have described as the Transformer General. Well, that's what some of his colleagues call him. He's somebody who is said to have led a transformation agenda at a tertiary institution in the country. He managed to transform it now to one of the leading tertiary institutions in the country. As to how that can translate into governance, into leadership, well, we'll find out after this break. Stay with us. Professor Joshua Alabi is former Vice Chancellor of the University for Professional Studies here in Accra, and he happens to be our guest today on 21 Minutes with KKB. Prof, good afternoon.
Afternoon. How are you?
Good to see you. I'm very well, thank you.
Nice.
You look very good.
Yeah, I'm always good.
And you have a very fantastic place here. We need to commend you on that. Very nice place.
Of course, yes. I like quality. That's why if you move to UPSA now, you see quality buildings.
Yes.
I love quality.
We'll be coming to UPSA, of course, and lots of transformation as people talk about what you... So they call it what, Transformer General?
Yeah, I heard that for the first time about 3 weeks ago.
Okay. So you are known for transforming things.
Well, I was given a state asset and I transformed that place. And I transformed the place very, very well. And I believe that's why some people call me Transformer General. Okay.
So we'll be delving some more into issues at the UPSA, or formerly IPS, now UPSA, one of the leading institutions in the country currently. But some say you're the Transformer General, but you didn't seem to have transformed a lot of things at SSNIT when you went there. Why?
That's very interesting, you know. First of all, I think that we must know the work of a board and the work of a management team.
Okay.
In Ghana, it looks as if we all know everything, and for that matter, we are not prepared to learn. So very often, we don't know even where to place the problem. Okay. I was the board chairman, and I worked with other members of the board to take decisions on behalf of the organization. Okay. And SSNIT has been quite controversial for many years, for many years. And for that matter, when you are an officer at SSNIT, then you have to sit up. Okay. I believe it is because of what we've been hearing. But the first time I went to SSNIT, my first assignment was to make sure that the pensioners benefit from their contribution. So my time at our first year, we increased the benefits by 100%, and nobody is saying anything about that. By 100%, to the extent that even those who are on pension, the minimum wage was even lower than the minimum for those who are receiving pension. And for that matter, the employers also complain. Okay. Before we take decisions as SSNIT board, we have different categories of organizations representing their organization as SSNIT. The government, yes, myself, the Director General for Management, Ghana Employers Association, they have 2 reps. The trade union have about 5 representatives who are supposed to also argue in favor of the workers. The Pensioners Association have their president there, not have a rep there. So you see the composition of the SSNIT board. Okay. So like I said, my first year we increased it by 100%. And we decided to go into state organizations that were not producing any dividend to SSNIT.
Okay.
Right. So that was the beginning of the reorganization. And reorganization of our institution is not a one-year affair. Okay. So it's also okay for another board to come to continue. But in Ghana, what we see is that once a new government comes, the old members, in bracket, either corrupt or thieves, and the new ones are angels. And we have to wait until the new ones also leave before we tag them as corrupt or thieves. You see, and I think it is not good enough for all of us.
But you say this in a way to suggest, though, that there was nothing wrong in spending millions of dollars to procure a malfunctioning software. So it appears to be.
You see, again, that contract was not awarded by my board. That is one.
Okay.
I see nothing wrong with that particular contract.
The contract that was signed?
Yes. Because it was meant for something. So nobody has said it was wrong.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Now what happened during my time was quite very simple.
Okay.
And I've said this over and over. The management decided to do some modifications and alterations to the contract. So they packaged everything and took it to the right place, and that is the procurement authority, not the board. Legally, not the board. So what they did at procurement authority is to seek approval for what they packaged.
How much was that at the time?
Well, I can't tell the figure now.
Okay.
But it was some, about, I think at that time, about some $10 million something or something, I've forgotten. So what they repackaged and what was approved by the procurement authority, they brought the figure, they kept it into their budget. And the board, as usual, we approve budget. We are not technically good enough to argue over what the procurement authority did. Because that is their job.
Yeah.
But the board came in, when they went beyond the approved figure. And that was where we queried them. And are we wrong to have queried them? So and that is what we did.
So you queried the Director General at the time?
The management, yes.
The management, led by the Director General.
Of course.
So you queried him for what?
For overspending before, at least they should have told the board before overspending.
So they overspent by how much?
Well, I can't give you the figures now because we never thought we'd be discussing this, no?
Okay.
But they were overspent, and that is exactly what we have in the UCO report. They overspent, and we queried them, and we told them that next time, before you go beyond the budget, make sure you seek the board's approval. I think that is what the board
beyond the query, what more did you do?
Then we asked for audit.
Okay.
Into the whole project.
You commissioned an audit?
No, yes, we asked for audit. But mind you, the date was around 24th November 2016.
Okay. That was some few months to elections. Okay.
So December 7th we lost the election. And when you lose the election, then you should be preparing, winding everything to hand over. But for the next board to continue.
So did you include this in your handing over?
Everything is in the minutes. Everything is in the minutes. And I believe that is why they also commissioned the value for audit money. Okay. So it's always good when a government leaves or a board leaves. The next board should read all documents and continue. If it is not good, you stop it. You follow?
Yeah.
So my board did nothing wrong by asking for audit around 24th November, right? And winding up to hand over to the new board to continue. So if there's any delay in that, then we should put it at the doorstep of the current board. That is all.
The report by the PricewaterhouseCoopers says, among other things, that the board didn't do much to get the management to do the right things as far as it's concerned. The board appeared lax as far as dealing with the situation.
And that is the problem. Because they are also saying that management didn't give the board information for them to act. And then you are saying we didn't act. I mean, how do you marry the two? The board works based on information, because the board chairman is not an executive chairman who sits there every day. So the board takes decisions based on information. And you are saying, not me, they are saying that from their investigation, the board was not giving adequate information. But now you are also saying that even though the board, the management didn't give us adequate information, we should have acted. How do you act without information?
You seek the information. So if you're waiting for something that doesn't come, you sit and wait.
What information do you seek? What information do you seek? You attend board meeting. They give you all the necessary papers. The papers are very correct. It is sent to a subcommittee of the board. The subcommittee of the board now works on it and then brings up the recommendation to the board. And the subcommittee of the board has board members and some members of management, and they are supposed to give them the right information. So if the Pricewaterhouse report is saying they didn't give them the information, and they also recommended to the board based on the information they get, how do you query the board? You see, it has been carefully written in the way just to add something small to the board and then they leave it. But you see,
but how can any government influence an entity such as PricewaterhouseCoopers?
Well, if you believe that any minister can be corrupt, then anybody can be corrupt. Anybody. We are all human beings. Anybody. We are all human beings. I'm not saying they are, but if you believe Alabi can be corrupt, why wouldn't I also believe that you, the one interviewing me, can also be corrupt? You understand me?
Yeah. I see. So as things stand now, I mean, we are just wrapping up on this particular issue. As things stand now, Ernest Thompson is heading for trial of sorts. He's being accused of well, the main charge, as far as this thing is concerned, is that it's causing financial loss to the states. That should be something that should gladden your heart. Are you happy about that? That at least you put them in check.
Why do you think I'll be happy that a colleague is going to court? I'm very confident that Ernest Thompson will go and make his case. And this is not now the media trying him.
Do you think he's innocent?
This is not the media going to try Ernest Thompson.
Do you think
the court, right, will be trying him.
Do you think
and for that matter,
Ernest
Thompson is going to make his case. I'm not a judge. I'm not a lawyer.
No, I'm
only telling you that Ernest Thompson will go and make his case before a proper court of law and not before the media. And that is the right place to go. I'm very sure by now Ernest Thompson will be very happy because he's now been given the opportunity. He's now been given the opportunity to go and make his case.
Do you think people are being tried in the media?
It happened to me when the first case came, and now you are telling me that it's not the case. The media tried and sentenced me.
Really?
That's 72 million, Alabi stomach. You heard that in Ghana. And now the report is saying, no, it is not true.
So the report
I'm happy.
So the report is saying you may not be the person complicit in this. Now the report is citing someone else.
So I'm saying in the same way, that person will also go and make his case.
Okay.
He will go and make his case.
Do you think
and at the end of it, I am not the judge, but I know he will go and make his case.
But I think for now, the media is just not being fair to him, particularly.
I think that we should allow the legal process to go.
So if the media is looking at the documents available, information available, that suggests that, well, we are supposed to pay $34 million for something, we end up paying 77, and then we do further checks, we realize, oh, we are even paying.
So Ernest Thompson will bring documents to show that he's innocent if he is. Why? Why are you just jumping the gun?
No, I'm not jumping the gun. I'm just wondering how monies keep increasing. Figures keep increasing.
You see, this board came and said initially it said $66 something million.
Yeah.
And people were saying that Alabi's board should have terminated the contract. I believe you heard that one.
Yes, I did.
Now at a point they said 72. Now I'm hearing 140 something. Why are they not also terminating the contract? Have you bothered to ask them, or because they are in power?
Perhaps because they are investigating these issues.
Oh my brother, they are presiding of an increase from 66 to 72, 72 to 147, and you are telling me that you are allowing them to go free? We don't know whether it will even get to 200, and you are allowing them as the media because they are in government. That is not fair. Hold them accountable too. Like you said, I could have terminated the contract. Why are you not telling them also to terminate the contract?
So after spending so much money on this, we terminate it?
So after spending so much, up to about 60 something million, Alabi should have terminated it.
At least it would have saved us some additional 60 or 70 million.
At least if they terminate at the 66, it would have saved us the difference now.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. If you had terminated it at the time, perhaps you wouldn't have...
If they had also terminated it around the 66, it would have gone into 140 something.
So we are equalizing it now?
We are not equalizing. We are saying that if you detect a fault, then rectify it quickly before you shoot.
That's what they are doing. That's why
they should have terminated it at the 66. Are you getting me?
So do you think they should terminate it now as things stand now? They should go.
I don't know. They are in charge. I don't know. They are in charge. And since you are the judges, tell them what to do. Because you told me,
I'm not a judge.
You are telling me what to do.
What would you have done?
What do you think you should tell them to do?
I'm asking you.
I'm also asking you. What do you think you should tell them to do? As you told me to do.
It's not in my place to tell.
So then why did you tell me to do that?
I did not tell you to do anything. All I said.
my brother. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. You see, Ghana belongs to all of us.
True.
We are all equal shareholders in this country.
Indeed.
If you decide to present somebody as corrupt and bad, but at the same time you try to protect somebody, know that this country is for all of us. And if it goes bad, it is not only me or somebody who loves me who will suffer, all of us.
Yeah. The question I'm asking now is that, had you been the board chairman of SSNIT now?
I am not the board chairman of SSNIT now.
So given the report,
I am not in the chair now.
Given the report currently on the table, what would you have done?
I am not the chairman now.
Okay.
The chairman has decided to announce to the whole world the findings of the, what do you call it? So the chairman now should do his work. But the way and manner that you handle us, I'm expecting you also, so that we will be handling state resources judiciously.
Right. Okay, so sorry, we didn't really plan on going into this issue, but they just had to, because of the nature of it, we had to.
We're enjoying it. We're enjoying it.
You know, but
we're enjoying it.
You know, it's a delicate issue, and sometimes when some of these things come up, we need to find a way to deal with them. But Prof, one very interesting thing that a lot of people are saying is that you have, after leaving politics for a while, well, I wouldn't say you left, but at least you moved to academia. You are returning to politics, and this time around you say you want to be president of Ghana. Of course, you are starting with the mantle of leadership from your party. Why?
Yes, I want to lead because, like I said some time ago, the way and manner I transform the University of Political Studies, I want that to be reflected on the national level. And I've said that I want to make Ghana the Swiss of Africa. And by Swiss of Africa, what I mean is that I want to make Ghana a peaceful country. I want to make Ghana a progressive country. I want to make Ghana a country where Africans can feel free and have the confidence to invest, thereby making Ghana the money hub of Africa, like Switzerland is the money hub of the world. Now, if you're able to make Ghana the money hub of Africa, it means that we have more resources to invest. And if we have more resources to invest, then the issue of job creation comes in. Some people misunderstood me to think that if I want to make Ghana the Swiss of Africa, then I'm going to every village to break skyscrapers. It's unfortunate the way we think sometimes in our country. It's really very unfortunate. I'm going to set the basic foundation, like I said, the progressive Ghana, peaceful Ghana, and prosperous Ghana.
Prof, we've had, particularly, I mean, let me just make reference to the current government. Of course, they've made promises and they have put in place mechanisms which many believe are key to the development of the nation. Of course, likely to push Ghana to the very same vision you see Ghana attain in a few years' time. So why don't you just allow them to do this?
My brother, have you seen the factories, the one district, one factory? Have you seen the factories? They said they will make Ghana, they will give us one district, one factory. Have you seen the factories? We are almost ending the second year.
We have a 4-year.
Wait. Yes, 4 years. And we are almost ending the second year. Have you seen the factories? One village, you have not seen. Good. So you go around and check. Have you seen the one village, one dam? Have you seen them? You see, so sometimes we should not, you see, what we do is that we, instead of first to push the government in power to perform, we rather go to the opposition to really audit what they say. You follow? They have promised you. Are they fulfilling the promises? And for that matter, can they take us there? And we are saying that they are left with 2 more years. 2 more years to do what? You as a Ghanaian, you say, I go best for then.
If you are not part.
Good. Have you even seen signs of that?
But
this is what you are saying. And I'm saying that when I took over UPSA, I told the students that I'm going to build a first-class university. I told the students. And the students were laughing. I mean, they felt looking at the UPSA campus, there's no way we could do that.
I remember, it was a very sandy place.
Yes. I also told the students that we are going to build a university. If you don't take care, when you get to the gate, you remove your shoes. I said it before you enter. I mean, that is but I mean, if you look at the campus, it looks like that. You follow? And this is what Alabi said, and this is what Alabi did. And Alabi, as the vice chancellor of UPSA, was not a council chairman. The vice chancellor is the chief executive, so he's in the driving seat. I'm not asking to be voted for as the chairman of the Council of State. I'm asking to be voted for as the chief executive of this country, where I'll be in the driving seat to implement the vision that I have.
So you think Ekufuor is not doing such a good job?
I'm saying that he gave us a lot of promises, and I'm not seeing them. And for that matter, I don't see how he can take us there. So give me the mantle, and I will move Ghana to that level.
The NDC gave us a lot of promises, particularly in your last administration. You promised what, 200 senior high schools? You built what, 12, 20, 40? How many?
My brother,
yes.
Alabi is asking you to give him the mandate, and he's telling you that he has a record where he told the students that this is what we're doing. and he's be able to do that.
Are you,
so
are you
this
distancing yourself from the record?
Wait. You asked me a question.
Yes.
I'm not going to compare John Mahama to anything here. That is not what I do.
No, because
you have asked me to talk about myself.
Exactly.
So let me talk about myself.
Prof, one second.
You see,
you made a point about the NPP making promises and not delivering on those promises.
Yeah.
Based on that, I'm saying the
yes.
NDC made several promises similar to what we've heard.
The
today.
people didn't accept what he did, so they voted us out. Okay, so if
the NDC failed to
wait. The people believe that we didn't deliver. That's what the people believe. Why did they vote us out? If they believe that we're doing very well.
Do you think John Mahama delivered?
Look, for me, he did his best. For me, right?
So
but we have to go to the people to tell us whether collectively we have done well.
So if you are saying John Mahama did his best, why then do you want to be the one to run the show?
The problem with the NDC at the time was that I'll just tell you the story that I told some people, and then I will link it to what happened to the NDC. When I was going to stand as a member of parliament, okay, my people told me exactly what they needed in my constituency. They need the town roads to be tarred. They need public places of convenience. They need some bridges across the river. Luckily, I was able to maneuver, and we got all that.
Okay.
So 4 years I went, and I told them, my people, you asked for this, I did. They clap for me. You asked for this, I did. They clap for me. You asked for this, I did. They clap for me. So because I was very confident, then I asked for any question because I've delivered. Then one raised his hand. Then he said, yes, Yebisawe, why? Yebisawe, so why? Then anytime he said Yebisawe, they clap for me. So I felt that the question was going to be full of praises. Then at the end he said, now master, MP, say, toilet there, Edidi and Sana call. So you see, they shifted the goalposts from what they wanted. Okay? Now, we did a lot of things. And then when we went to tell them what we have done, and we thought that based on that, they vote for us. We should have told them, yes, we did 1, 2, 3, but we are going to do this next. And that gap, the MP filled that gap by telling them that one village, one dam, one district, one factory. Even though some of them never believed it could happen, that was a message of hope. Unfortunately, it's not happening. But they gave a message. I'm not saying that we should go and lie, but I'm going to come out with practical things.
So
and
the NDC didn't have the right message in 2016?
Yeah, our message was not quite okay.
Well, what do you think is the need of today's Ghanaian?
So I'm saying that I'm going to make Ghana a peaceful...
No, I'm asking
what you have asked the question. Don't make me answer it your way.
Okay.
Let me answer it my way.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm going to make Ghana a peaceful country. We are not very peaceful now.
We are not enjoying peace.
No, my brother, you know. We
are not?
When policemen can be killed, we are not. Be very careful.
You don't feel safe?
No, my brother. If I feel safe because I have security men in my house, that does not mean my grandmother in my village feels safe. Please, let's be very fair to ourselves. I'm going to make Ghana a progressive country, and I'm going to give Ghana what do you call it? The Swiss of Africa. And by the Swiss of Africa, I'm going to attract investment into the country by making Ghana the money. Is Ghana the money hub of Africa? I'm saying I'm going to make Ghana the money hub of Africa.
How do you intend doing that?
That's what I'm telling you. I'm going to make Ghana very peaceful, where people will have confidence. Let's find a unifier who can bring us together to move this country forward.
Are you that unifier?
I'm very confident. I have friends everywhere.
And
you know, go and check my role in UPSA. The people are waiting.
Have you managed to really unify your party?
Our party?
Yes, the NDC.
You see, that is why I want to lead my party, to unify my party.
Must you lead to
unify yes.
What are you doing now?
Yes. You see, there's one thing when you are not a leader and the way people listen to you, and there's one when you are a leader and you are moving and giving the drive.
So you think people are not listening to you now?
You see, I am not the leader of the party, so my influence will not be as when I'm the leader. It's a matter of influence. The
current leadership of your party, have they done enough to unify your party?
They are trying, but we are not there.
They're trying?
Yeah, but we are not there.
By organizing unity works and the like? Or that's
I don't know whether you want us to talk about unity work, but what I'm trying to say is that the leadership, we are trying, but we are not yet there.
I've not seen you join any of those unity works.
I was in Accra one and the Cape Coast one.
Oh, okay, two.
It was fun. I enjoyed it. As good exercise.
Okay.
We were working. There was Brad one, Papa, we're all dancing all over. It's wonderful, beautiful.
You were there with some of your competitors, John Mahama and co.
Well, I didn't see any competitor, but I saw myself.
Oh, you saw yourself?
Yes.
That's great. But we didn't see you on the podium.
There was no need.
Oh.
There was no need. I went for the fun, enjoyed the exercise. After that, I left.
But people had the stage, people had the platform. They addressed
because they wanted to address the people.
You didn't want to?
There was no need for me to do that.
You didn't want to
address There was no need, my brother. There was no need.
At what point do you think there will be a need for you to address
when the time comes? When the time comes, you see me. You see me in my full regalia. You see me when the time comes. You see me.
Prof, I'll take you back just a bit because I don't recall getting a specific answer to the exact need of Ghanaians as of today.
Ghanaians need jobs. So we'll be looking at trade and industry. We'll be looking at agribusiness. And we'll be using science and technology to drive this vision.
You are very confident of victory in your upcoming
I am
elections.
winning. I'm winning. I'm going to be the flag bearer of NDC, and I will be the president of this country. Do you have anything against that?
No, not at all.
Are you not proud you are talking to a future president?
Yeah, indeed, I am.
Let's go on.
You know, one of the things that has been creating a lot of tension in Ghana is about our orientation. And the fact that Theresa May is saying now that they want to help Ghana, for instance, deal with this homosexuality law. This very law that makes it, that criminalizes the act in Ghana. So here in Ghana, as things stand now, a vast majority of people appear to be against it. But there's still some significant minority in there that perhaps are going for that. As president, would you look forward to banning homosexuality or what?
We don't need that help. We don't need that help.
We don't need that help.
We don't need that help.
What's your take on homosexuality?
We don't need that help. We don't need that help, my brother.
What's your
that
take?
help from Theresa May to change our constitution. We don't need.
She's not saying she's going to change our constitution. She's just going to help us.
Okay, we don't need that help.
But you speak of a progressive Ghana. That's one sure way of
We don't
progression.
need that help.
That means you're taking us back.
We don't need that help.
You don't want us to progress?
My brother, we don't need that help.
What do we need? What do we need from them then?
We need fair trade, respect and mutual recognition, whatever we do.
That we are getting
So,
now.
no. Wait.
Respect and recognition.
Wait.
Why don't you respect?
If
the
somebody
rights of
respects you, and in his country, he has not thought of banning a polygamous, bringing a law that to legalize polygamy, but he thinks that he wants to help you to import what he has in his country, he doesn't show respect. You know? Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of respect,
Yeah.
by respecting,
We have our values. Just respect it.
but not every Ghanaian believes in what you're saying. Not every Ghanaian is straight.
We have
Some
our values.
Ghanaians are homosexuals. They are not necessarily homosexuals.
Not every Ghanaian is a thief, but some are.
Yes.
Okay, and that's why they go to prison.
But the point is, if we are to respect the rights of every single individual,
There's the right of the thief not to be hiding in the cage. Is it good? The way we put them there.
I don't see that as a right.
Oh, okay.
If you-
Go
if
to
you-
Isawam
if
and
you-
see whether the prison we have in Isawam is the same as the prison we have in the US.
But if you violate
Right.
the rights of others,
I say you go to
confederates
Isawam and see whether the prison that we have, the conditions in Isawam are the same as we have in the US. You go there and see. So you see, we're in different conditions. Please, we should just leave ourselves to operate, take into consideration our values and way of life.
So no homosexuality under your watch as president.
We don't need his help.
No homosexuality.
We don't need his help.
How about military base?
Military base?
Yes.
I have nothing against military except that some of the clauses that be should be reviewed. That's all.
So you don't necessarily have any problem with it.
Just some of the clauses.
these
Some of the
things.
clauses. That's all. And I don't think we are asking too much for that here.
Prof, many thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Professor Joshua Alabi has been our guest on 21 Minutes with KKB. He seems to have a very solid vision for Ghana as to how that can materialize and at what time that will materialize. That's if it's ever will, only time will tell. But Prof, many thanks for your time. We're really grateful for this opportunity. My name is Kwabena Chenche.
Thank you very much.
I'll see you soon, hopefully with another guest you are expecting.